Very interesting top of the board here for the PGA Championship. Tyler Morales is with us. Femi is here. Femi, first word to you here, handicapping the PGA Championship starting in a couple days.
Yeah, I think it's a really, really fun event here. Obviously, Rory McIlroy is going to be the big story, having won the Masters, completed the career Grand Slam, and now are the floodgates open? Maybe they are, but I'm not going to be betting Rory McIlroy. So if you're looking for Rory McIlroy, somebody to champion that, I'm not going to bet 5-1 at a major. That's just way too short of a price, even though he is the best golfer in the world currently right now. I'm going to look to go a little bit further down the board. Not a popular guy to play. He's at 33-1 over at BetMGM. This guy's never won a major. He's played okay at majors, but sometimes people don't really like him because of his style of play. But Patrick Cantlay at 33-1 right now, like, he's pretty long off the tee. He has pretty decent driving accuracy, a little bit longer than average on the tour. And also, he plays well at big events. Like, we've seen him win the BMW championship in the FedEx Cup. Like, he's at least been able to win and beat big time people. If you remember, he beat Bryson DeChambeau in that playoff a handful of years ago. Cantlay at least has looked really great golfers eye to eye and has played well. So at price, we'll trust Patrick Cantlay, who everybody loved heading into the Masters. And he didn't have his best stuff, had a couple of good rounds, had some up and downs. But I think Cantlay now at 33-1 at price, I think has a good weekend at Quail Hollow. That is the first guy I have that's one of the contenders that I think could actually win the PGA Championship.
You got anything else on the PGA before we go to Tyler for right now?
Yeah, I got some interesting long shots, but I want to get Tyler's thoughts first, and then I can maybe bounce some long shots off.
Well, I don't want Tyler's thoughts first. I would like can you give us one long shot, and then we'll get Tyler.
Yeah. What about Tony Finau at 100-1? Tony, I mean, he hasn't had the best season, but top 15 at the Truist, playing a little bit better, had another top 10 I think top 5 at the Genesis Invite earlier this year. Tony Finau, at some point, I think he's going to win a major. He's too talented not to. This is a long course. That's the whole story about Quail Hollow. That's why Rory wins here all the time, because he is long off the tee. This dude is driving it. And maybe it's going to be Bryson this time, but you need to be long off the tee. Finau hits bombs. If he has a weekend where he has a hot with the putter and hot with the flat stick, I think Finau can be there in contention on Sunday. The price is massive as well, 100-1. I'd be curious to get both of your guys' thoughts, Tyler's as well, on what you think of a Tony Finau to win the PGA Championship. But that's the long shot I kind of am eyeing right now. Got to decide if I want to bet that. But Cantlay for sure. Finau maybe adding that as well to the card.
I'll give you my thought on Finau, just to someone who's Tyler is way better at this than me. I feel like, I don't know, Venmo me the money instead. At least one of us will have some fun.
Donate it.
So Tyler, I think I'm not going to win my Survivor golf, right? I text you every week for a guy and then it doesn't go great. Right?
It's early.
Yeah, that is true. It is early. Tyler is our East Golf handicapper on You Better You Bet. Tyler, how are you? And we'll save the full cards for tomorrow. Who do you like in this tournament? And start off by telling us what you think of Femi's long shot on Tony Finau.
That's the kind of skill set you want in a golfer, definitely. They play here all the time. This kind of skill set you want is long off the tee, long irons, and get hot with the putter. That's Tony Finau. This is the 4th longest PGA Championship of all time. So driving distance more than ever is going to be a plus here. Rory McIlroy is one of your 4 times. So that should tell you the kind of skill set that you need. Hit it far, long iron, make a ton of putts. I mean, everyone's betting him. I got a better number than this, but I mean, Bryson DeChambeau, this is exactly what he does. Those are his 3 skill sets. He's getting nuked in the market. I parlayed him with the Padres today on the money line to give him the 14-1 just to get some better odds. But that's exactly the kind of golfer you want here is Bryson DeChambeau. And he right now, I told Femi this before the show, he's kind of have an unfair advantage right now because he's using clubs that nobody is using. His driver head, he's kind of cheating.
Wait, tell us about this. Ted, I want to know more about this. I didn't know this.
So at the U.S. Open, I said this last year when he won at Pinehurst, that we have a unique advantage, a unique opportunity of betting on somebody that might be openly cheating. But he's not really cheating because the PGA has approved these clubs. He's using a driver that the face of the club, even when he misses, it's still going to go straight. And it's called a crank driver. He's been using it for a year now.
What?
He's off a crank driver with a K, K-R-A-N-K, and his off the tee. Yeah, it's way better. And his off the tee numbers are staggering. He's hitting the best he has ever hit it off the tee, which is saying something considering he's the best driver in the world for 2 years. So we got to hit it. He's hitting straighter than everybody, and he's hitting it longer than everybody. And his irons are back to where at the Masters they weren't great. Now his irons are good again. So I mean, DeChambeau, he should be grouped with Rory and Scotty Scheffler. He should be closer. If you told me to rank Scheffler, Rory, and Bryson, I would go Rory, Bryson, Scheffler. That's how I would rank it for this tournament. I mean, Bryson DeChambeau should be the popular bet, and I'm betting him. I don't care how popular it is. I think he's gonna win.
I don't want anyone to answer this question out loud on the show, but I want everyone to think about this. If I had said to you, "Hey, what's a crank driver?" What's the first thing that comes into your mind? Is it a golf club, or is it something else? We'll move on. You bet on this Tuesday. I'm gonna look up what a Yandy Diaz to hit a home run tonight parlayed with Bryson. I'm going to look that up in a second here, what that would pay me. But Tyler, you've talked about Bryson, right? And he's the guy at the top of the board, right? Plus 800 at MGM behind Scheffler and Rory at 5. Give us a couple other guys, Tyler, in lieu of giving us the whole card. Not the whole card, that'll be for tomorrow. But give us a couple other guys that you are eyeing here. These could be long shots or guys in the middle of the board here for the PGA.
Yep, I'll give you two. One guy that has zero success in majors, but I've been waiting for like a year for this guy at this event. Joaquin Niemann. He's played maybe like 12 majors, never finished inside the top 20. During the Masters, he was a popular bet. I said no, we want him for the Quail Hollow here. I love him at 33 to 1. What's he do? Like I said with Bryson, hits it far, hits it straight, and makes a ton of putts. It's like that simple when it comes to this golf course. And if you want a long shot, people that listen to our live bet segment, it's also in the golf bet segment. David Puig is 185 to 1. I like him as a top 20 bet, like 3 to 1. David Puig, he was, I don't know if you guys heard, but he was a popular free agent signing for John Rahm's Legion 30 team in Live Golf. It was one of the bigger free agent signings of all time. And he's just kind of just like shot out of the cannon on Live.
Because this was like because you know how this is the summer of Giannis. This was like last year was the summer of Puig.
Yeah, 2 years ago was the summer of Puig. And he's like next. He's hashtag next in the PGA Tour. He's kind of one of Rahm's like understudies. And he's playing like in his 4th major ever. Again, he hits it far, he hits the long irons great, and he makes a ton of putts. It is that simple, and he's 185 to 1, and he's finished on top like 3 on Live like 5 times this year. So he's a guy I want to take. I don't think he's going to win, but top 20, top 10 is a guy I'm looking for. I think he can pop up at the scene here at the Quail Hollow.
How do you spell his last name?
It's like Yasiel Puig, but they announced it David Puig.
Oh, hold on. So P-I-U-G? Yeah.
P-U-I-G.
P-U-I-G.
Yeah, like Yasiel Puig. Yeah.
But
yeah,
Puig.
So David Puig.
Yes, love him in like some derivative markets. I think he's going to burst onto the scene here.
Plays for Fireballs GC.
Who do you like more, David Puig or Pudge Rodriguez?
David Puig, because I never won money on Pudge Rodriguez. I was too young.
Are we? I think we have to bet David Puig to win this event.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win, but I think he'll shock some people. I'll say that. I think he'll shock some people.
Hold on, and Tyler, talk about Dean Burmeister for a second here, and I'm gonna look something up here. Bill has turned his camera on in anticipation of doing social questions. Bill, I'm afraid that David Puig has railroaded this segment.
So yes, Dean Burmeister, we actually gave him out last year as a top 20 bet. Nobody really knew who he was. We took him at like 4 to 1, and he was in the top 10 coming into the final week. He hits the ball very far. He's a guy on Live that's gotten really close to winning. He's won in Europe a few times, but he's another massive price. He's probably, if you tell me, ranked the top drivers in this tournament, probably like 6th, 5th. He gains insane strokes off the tee. He was competing with Bryson at Live Korea. I had him and completely melted down like in the back 9. He's a guy that flirted at Valhalla last year. I think he was as high as 5th at one point in the standings on like round 3 or 4. So yeah, he's the guy that hits it very far. It's like very simple, the skill set we're looking for here, and Dean Burmeister fits all 3.
So I'm looking right now because I like the Puig. I like to say his name also. Puig.
Likes the Puig.
To be the
Puig,
I do
yes.
to be the top European is 20 to 1. You wouldn't bet him to be the top Live golfer, like because you like Bryson.
No, you like Bryson. Yes.
Just in my rudimentary handicapping of this tournament, what do we like Rahm at all here?
No, the major form has been bad. I think the Open Championships where we want to bet him. Not right. I think he's like, I don't know. He's gone off the deep end right now. We need to see some better major form.
Down bad.
What about a guy who's had success at this course in the past? Victor Hovland.
We will talk about him tomorrow. He is on maybe my final 3 golfers that I'm going to bet to win this.